Hey, welcome back to my channel, y'all. All right, so today we're doing something different because I heard somebody try it and I was like, that can't be what it is. And I tried it and it was epic and it was amazing. So I want to share it with y'all, okay? So first off, we got our skin ready, okay? Because skincare is key with makeup. Your makeup is only going to be as good as your skin is, okay? So if you're having makeup issues, if you're finding stuff cakey, if it's sliding off your face, all those type things, look at your skincare. Are you taking care of your skin, okay? So for me, I moisturize every day, okay? Moisturize with the Calendula. Calendula is actually made out of marigold, y'all. Great stuff, especially if you are sensitive or deal with dry skin. This is your jam, and it's super cheap at $9.90 for this bottle, and this bottle will last you a good solid 3 months, okay? Then we prime. We always prime. So I'm using our VFX Pro Primer, which is more of your silicone-based primer. If that's not your cup of tea, we also have a cream strobe primer, which is an iridescent kind of underglow primer. So this is the one I'm using today. But look, this is what they did, okay? Blew my mind. I was like, this cannot be as good as it looks. And it is. It looks and feels amazing. So they took the VFX Pro Foundation, camera ready foundation, like this stuff is good all on its own, and they took the BB, okay, BB, and they mixed them. Wow, it was amazing. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm using VFX in 04, BB in light 01, okay? We're going to mix them because why not? And I got to show y'all this. So basically you're getting like the full coverage of the VFX mixed with the moisture of the BB, okay? And it was like epic. And you just, a couple little drops, but it was so good and it felt so good. It looked so good. Now I just take my spongy and I just kind of pop them together and mix them. Like, we ain't no Picasso over here. We just doing what we got. But y'all, now here's the thing. A lot of people ask me, Heather, how do you apply it? Here's my answer. I prefer a sponge, okay? That is my preference. The difference between a sponge and a brush is gonna kind of be the finish that you get. If you use a sponge and you do the tapping and all that jazz method, okay, you're gonna get a higher coverage and it's gonna be more matte. If you apply it with a brush, like a kabuki brush or something like that, you're going to get a more natural, lighter finish, okay? So either way, it's completely personal preference, okay? Don't ever feel like the way you're doing it is wrong. The only type I don't like is if you use brushes, like these flat brushes. Like this is technically a foundation brush, but we're not painting, okay? We need to be able to blend, and we can't blend with this. So if you want to apply with this and then come back and blend, but don't use this as the only thing. And I ruined this one with Halloween makeup. Don't let this be the only, because you can't blend very well with it, okay? So that is the only no I'm going to say. But look at the coverage, and it feels so good. Just having that extra little bit of moisture. But BB, you know, is a lighter finish, so I just need a little extra. Okay, look at that. Covers all my redness, even, smooth. The finish is pretty. It's like porcelain skin over there. So same thing over here. All right, and you just keep tapping it in. If you're using a brush, you just want to do small little circles and just buff everything in. Sponge, we're going to tap. We're kind of putting our foundation where we want it, and then we're slowly dispersing it to get that more matte finish and that higher coverage. but look how pretty it is. I mean, I would have never thought to put the VFX and the BB cream together. Absolutely would never have thought of that. I'm just tapping it all in. Okay, now let's throw some brows on. We're using brow powder. I'm going a little bit darker today because I'm being a little extra. My hair is all over everything. I'm going to brush through my brows. I am using O2 light brown in the brows. There is a lighter one called Blonde, but you know, we're going to go a little darker. These brows are getting a little thick. They really need some love and attention, but mom life. Mom life. And I'm just throwing them on super fast. We're not trying to get fancy. We're not doing a harsh underline. We're not cutting them out with concealer, okay? We're just getting something on. Even if you just do the bare minimum with your brows, just the fact that you darken them a little bit, it just frames your face so much prettier than if you just leave them, especially if you're like me and you are starting to find your brows are thinning. And mine are fairly light as it is because I am a lighter. I'm actually blonde, but my hair is darkening with each pregnancy. Fun times. But, so my brows are getting a little lighter. They're fading out on me. All good stuff. All good stuff. All right, so let's contour. I'm going to use our contour stick and our stick concealer, okay? Contour stick is super easy to use. It rolls up and down. I'm going to come in here. And then very lightly. And look, this is the one I always forget to go back and blend. Free, hot, and big in time. All right, this is what our concealer stick looks like. Then we're gonna do our lines with that as well. So basically, the things that we want to highlight are gonna be our concealer color, a lighter color. The things we want to slim down to kind of make look a little more chiseled, we're gonna go in with our darker color. Go in between here. Now, when I do my eyes, okay, where I am not a young chicken anymore, and I accept that fact that I'm getting some fine lines and wrinkles around my eyes. So instead of going, you know, usually you'll see, oh, do the big V and all that jazz, okay? We're going to do it different. We're going to take a line here and a line here, okay? We're not going to fill it all in. We're not going to go crazy with it. I'm going to start with my darker shades, and I'm just going to take a brush and just start blending. Now, when you do up here around your head, make sure that you bring it on up back into your hairline so that you don't have a white line right there, okay? We don't want nobody knowing our secrets that we just made our forehead look smaller, okay? They don't need to know our secrets. So just make sure you carry that on up. Just push it up into your hair a little bit. Okay, I'll come over here. Lexi, go in yonder. What did I tell you? Go in yonder. I was like, don't come in here. I'm going to do a video. Don't do it. They just can't stand themselves. Okay, it looks a little harsh, but we're going to come back and blend everything out really well, okay? I have a love affair with this brush, just the way it's shaped. It's perfectly, so it's like beveled in, but then it feels perfect. So really, if you used a little bit firmer brush, it wouldn't take quite as long to blend because this one's kind of fluffy. But I just love the actual shape of it. You just go over it. Okay, now for our highlight, we're going to use our hands because we want the warmth from our hands to go with this concealer. So I'm literally just going to tap it. You see how nicely it just blends right on out. And then we'll kind of buff around the edges of everything and smooth it all out. And I'm just pushing this kind of up my nose. I just found that this is the best way, I get the best results when I use the stick concealer when I do this. If you are struggling with the concealer still being too dark for you, if you're like me and you are just on the pasty of pasty sides, the stick concealer, with it being a little bit of a thicker consistency, it works a lot better to me. I see like I get a lot more of a highlight from it because it's just thicker. If I use the liquid concealer, what I will do is I'll go in, but I'll let it dry and let it get tacky and then go in. And since it's like a thicker consistency to it, it has a little more pigment that way and it looks lighter. But look at the difference. And then you're just going to do it here too. Okay, now we're going to take our big old fluffy brush. You know, I love affair with my fluffy brush too. So every girl needs a very big fluffy brush, okay? Here's what we're going to do. You can see where the lines are. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in, but we're just going to tap. We're not rubbing around. We're not going crazy. Just tap it, okay? Because we've already put everything where we want it. We just need to blend them together. So I don't want to muddy up my white and I don't want to lighten up my contour. So we're just going to go right along the edge and tap it out. And really, once you kind of get in the motion of doing this, it really does not take that long, okay? Same thing here. You see how it just takes the edge off of everything. And I just tap in through everything. And it just softens everything up and kind of molds everything together. All right, so we need some blush because I love the blush. Okay, so today we're going to use Rose Jam. So this is a pinky with a little hint of peach to it. I see just a little bit of peach. So it's not an in-your-face pink blush, but it adds a nice little bit of color back into your face. And it doesn't take but just a little bit. Y'all, this is my same Rose Jam that I have been using for a year almost. And you can tell that I've just barely caught the edge of the pan off of it. Like, these things last forever. Fluffy brush, I tap it back out. And there you go. There is your base face with Pharmacy. Everything I used was Pharmacy. Primer, VFX primer, our BB cream mixed with our VFX. This is the combo of winter, y'all. If you deal with dry skin, if you deal with finding yourself a little bit cakey at the end of the day, this right here is an amazing combo that will keep that contour stick concealer, okay? Now, we are going to set this with our Time Locker, aka Set and Go, okay? We call this Set and Go on my team, on my customers, Set and Go, okay? So literally, just give it a little shake and a couple spritz. That's all it takes. 2 or 3 spritz, you're good to go. Let it dry. You're not going to transfer. There's not going to be any slippage in your makeup. Your makeup is still going to look amazing at the end of the day. If you put it on at 6 in the morning, it's going to look good at 6 at night, okay? So set and spray, just let it dry for just a bit. If you ever have any questions, you are more than welcome to drop them in my comments, to find me on my other social media pages. Send me a message. I'm happy to answer them. I'm happy to color match you. And if you've ever thought about joining this business, I am more than happy to talk to you about that.